You know, somebody look up that word, assiduous. Yeah. ASSIDUOUS.
Okay, I got it. Assiduous in the Webster's Dictionary says showing great care, attention, and effort, marked by careful, unremitting attention or persistent application.
Exactly. So we got to be assiduous towards this ministry, towards the body. All right. That's why the Lord said to basically, blessed is he that when I come back, I shall find him so doing. What is he doing? He's watching.
Occupy the prophecy. We get to, it is.
When Yahweh said, occupy till I come, that word occupy means to tend to a business.
Exactly.
We understand the business that we are part of.
Right.
No more important business than salvation.
Yeah. And like the brother was mentioning about how men that are intoxicated, your mind is not going to function properly. You're not going to make the right decisions when you're intoxicated. That's why the scriptures talk about being sober-minded. That way you can be assiduous. You have better concentration when your mind is more clear. So how are you going to watch and look over the house if you're not sober?
Yeah.
Now, you think if you work in a security job, that they're going to allow you to come in after you done had 6 shots of Casamigos the previous night? You ain't going to be able to do your job the next day at work. Especially you doing security, your job is to keep things secure.
You ain't secure yourself. How you gonna secure others?
Yeah, exactly.
People walking all up on you. Hey man, you know, if you ain't.
They could do anything under your nose while you're not in your right mind.
Real quick, Acts 20 and 28. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock.
He said, take heed first to yourself first and foremost. You gotta be, you gotta watch yourself too. And the scripture even say, if he cannot rule his own house, how can he? Was it 1 Timothy 3?
Yeah.
How could he watch over the church if he can't rule over his own house?
It says, over the which the Holy Spirit have made some overseers to feed the church of Yahweh, which he have purchased with his own blood.
Now you go back to that.
There's back in Matthew, can I bring out this quick? There's 1 Corinthians 3 and I'll just read this one is Sirach 7, verse. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Sirach 7 and 15. It says, hate not laborious works, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. And when you go into that word husbandry, it goes basically into like tending to the field. Yeah. It goes into household work. Basically
seed planting.
Yeah, seed planting. Yep. You know?
Even when that seed begins to grow, as a husband, you got to understand, all right, when it gets to a certain size, I may need to transplant it into a bigger pot so it can still have the room to grow. But you got to catch that moment before it becomes stagnant, and then you can tell that the roots are starting to twist and intertwine, but you want it to grow a nice base of root, because a tree will stop, or a plant will stop growing if it don't get into a big enough pot. So if you're not always looking for where the flock is found, how they're going to have that opportunity to grow.
Right. And you mentioned planting the seed as well, which goes into like the germination process of that seed, which basically the seed, begins to sprout before it actually just fully blooms into a whole plant. And then once the germination process is complete, then you can actually plant the seed into the soil, and then it grows into a fertile fertile tree or bush or whatever it is.
Just like stages in doing the work. Y'all brothers out here, you know, y'all the infant stage. You know, when y'all come over here, y'all start to grow up to becoming a full adult. You know, dealing with the experiences that comes with it. You know, that's how you grow. Trials, right?
Councils.
Yep.
You got to prune a plant too.
Exactly.
Right. That's exactly right. That's what we talk about, this whole affiliate thing. That was about trimming off the bad tree that was trying to connect. And trying to connect to this thing. We don't even call out double line to the apostle, but great millstone if you ain't right. If you ain't of the right plant, this ain't for you. If you are, come on and do the necessary steps so you can grow with the rest of us. You know? You gonna add to that? No. I'm good. I have some.
Yeah, I still got that.
Oh, you got some. You got it.
Now this is on. And it's Matthew, back in Matthew 24 and 44. Therefore, 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known and what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh, who then is faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. It says, verily
And that'll show that pretty much the Lord can trust you, because he comes back and he knows that you wasn't gonna leave while you on the clock and go and bullshit. He ain't gotta the employer, the CEO, he ain't gotta necessarily be at your job to trust that you're doing what you're supposed to do.
He know you're gonna do what he knows you're gonna handle your business.
Right. So when he comes back, he already know that you already, you did what you were supposed to do.
Like, I ain't gotta worry about him.
So
I ain't
because
gotta worry
of that,
about him.
I'm coming back to actually promote you. I'm finna reward you. You know?
Kind of like the parable of the talents.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, I gave you this.
Since you did this, and you watched over this house, now I'm gonna actually give you authority over this city over here. You know what I'm saying?
This is all analogy, but truths about the kingdom to come.
Yeah, and that's
the level you're gonna be.
That's in the parable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Luke? Was it Luke? I think it's like Luke 19. We said, "I will make you ruler over."
Oh yeah.
At the end of the parable.
Yeah.
And that, not give him much. I think that is that same parable. Talents.
Yeah, Luke 12 and 42.
That's the parable of the talents.
I got it.
Luke 12 and 42, when it reads,
25.
I'm going to start at 41. Then Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Lord said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward? Hold on. That was a question he asked his disciples, seeing if they were on a level to understand. You'll pick up those, even though the sentences continue to run, you'll see that he was the same thing that we're doing with y'all, the same thing he was doing with them. Whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them to their portion of meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has.
Yep. Because he can trust you. You know what I mean? He can trust you, man.
It was just an example. I read this article. I believe this billionaire. He had like servants, and his top servant. When the billionaire died, he left. I think it was Gardner. He left him all his riches, man.
Somebody get Luke 19 and start at, I think, around 16, 15, 16. It'll go right along with what the brother just read.
I got it. 19. 16, he said?
Yeah.
Now Luke 19, verse 16, it says, Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds.
Mm.
And he said unto him,
He took that talent, he took that money, and he went and did what he was supposed to do with it. Go ahead. Y'all turned this one talent into 10. Go ahead.
You gonna try to jump up?
Well, brother, allow me to start at
I mean, if there's more, you can. If you want to jump up, if there's more up there, you can jump up.
It says start at 15, so I'll do that. It says, And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom,
You know how should return it? The analogy is cold. Yeah.
then he commanded his servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money.
Mm.
And he
That's all of us that he called.
You answered my question. I was going to ask, what's the money? What's the money? This word. The truth, knowledge, right? Everything answer, you got it.
that he might know
Hey,
how much
speaking of
every
money,
man.
What else? It's another answer too. He said the truth, the earnest of the spirit,
Which is what that down
the
payment.
down payment. Yeah.
Here, let me go on and give you the advance so you can make good to, and when you get it all done, you'll have an amount, and then I'll pay you what,
Mm-hmm.
so y'all got it.
That he might know how much every man had gained by trading. And then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound had gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in very little, and in very little have thou authority over 10 cities.
Because you was faithful with the little that I gave you. I know you're going to, man, get these 10 cities. Ruling over 10, imagine that.
Yep. Hey, that's what happened with Daniel. The other people, Joseph. Situations that they found good and wise in what they understood, in the situation, and so they were promoted.
Yep.
That was in captivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the type of men you want in a part of your government.
Which is what we're building, that tabernacle of David, that third temple.
That governing body, man.
Yeah, that governing body.
144,000. Okay? These are the type of men you want in your cabinet, in your government, in your military. Men that's going to be faithful. They're going to take instruction. They're gonna walk in instruction, so that the whole establishment is intact and working, and pretty much everybody's profiting. Everybody's is doing well.
They're gonna do things in order.
Everything is in order.
Those men is not just gonna do the bare minimum. Because Yahweh he's coming back to receive his for using. So what he has given us, though we all do have our own separate portions, we all laboring for the same thing, and we gotta, bring forth more fruit from what we've been given, to flip it, so to speak.
Yep.
Yeah. Continuing.
And guess what? Some of us been in this thing for over a decade. Some of us been a little under a decade. Some of you been in this thing a year, 2 years, or at least knowing about the truth for a few years. If y'all start to do the work, and Yahweh was to come tomorrow, guess what? You all gonna get this. Y'all still gonna get the penny. It doesn't matter that we came in years before you came in. The fact that we all are still laboring and working together. You know what I'm saying?
We all showed up knowing the wages of this is a penny.
You showed up to do
whenever we showed up.
What was required of you. You came in and you still did what the job requirement required. So you're still going to get paid because you're doing what your job requires you to do. It doesn't matter how long you've been there. You're still going to get your check at the end of the day.
Men are going to come in the last hour.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you showed that you were reliable. Oh, so he's here every day.
Yeah, showing
He
up.
rarely ever calls out. If ever, he doesn't really call out. He's showing up on the job, not complaining. You know what I'm saying?
Can I expand that? That's your life. You show up every day with this on your mind. And this is why we implement things like you wake up and pray, showing